Time for Type 40 Live, the live stream Doctor Who magazine show back across your view screen on Rumble, on X, on YouTube and Facebook, covering all things Doctor Who. From right the way back then to the right here and the right now. And it all happens in front of a live chat full of fellow friends, fans and companions just like you. And have you heard? The latest talk of the square, the speculation and the self-nomination to be the next Doctor has started. Meanwhile, there's a big reunion a few weeks away, a big Finnish reunion of an iconic pairing. And we may not be going to San Diego, but we're packing our shopping bags to hit the brand new BBC Doctor Who shop on Type 40 Live. And yeah, I'm just getting a few things together. Keep the place tidy here. Tucked away in the back bits of the TARDIS. I think somebody who's a lot better at maths than I am used to bunk down in here. So I'll see if I can find some evidence as the stream goes on. Just nod and say yes, Dan. Hello, I'm Dan Hadley, Birmingham's King of the Geeks, and we'll find out who you are in due course. You're on either Rumble, X, YouTube, or Facebook, and this is Type 40 Live. We're back with another weekend in sight. Doctor Who news may be somewhat slimmer on the ground than we're used to of late, but there's still plenty to talk about and lots to comment on too. So don't hold fire in the live chat. Steam in with whatever you can. Give it to us both barrels, and we'll try and give you some back, as well as lots of discussion, news, some banter, some nostalgia, and yeah, bits of tat. It's all to come here on this edition of the show. So much to get sort of tucked into. Yeah, so stick with us. Stick with us. Who have I got first? Okay, so there's not much in the way of actual seating, but I think we can put a few people can sort of sit on this. Is that a bed? I'm not quite sure if that's even a bed, but we'll make of it what we will when I bring them in. Okay, so Gary Akers, any idea where we are?
I'm wondering, was that room jettisoned after Earthshock?
I don't think so, because I seem to remember Turlo mooching around inside it, trying to work out what he could throw out.
Yeah, the TARDIS. I was just thinking, you mentioned the bed. I think, ever since the early days of Ian, Barbara, and Susan, the TARDIS beds have not gotten any more comfortable.
Not very cool. I think that's the Doctor's way of saying, you can stay, but just for not too long.
That's right. Don't get too comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't go for 2 or 3 years on that bed.
No, I have no idea what some of these accoutrements are. I mean, I'd say the furniture is some of MFI's finest. The desk looks like it's about to collapse. I'm pretty good now at self-assembly furniture, but then again, I've had my own home for decades, so I've had to get good at it. But it doesn't come naturally. I don't mind telling you, Gary. So I'd probably have struggled with that. Charlotte, what do you like with a flat end and a Phillips?
Oh, I'm terrible.
You really?
But it's either a bed like that in the TARDIS, isn't it? Or if you're aiming Rory, you get bunk beds. So I think you're right.
I don't think they were in a bunk bed, Charlotte.
Well, he gave them bunk beds.
Oh well, yes, okay.
They probably didn't use them.
That's right.
But yeah. But hello, everybody in the chat.
Hello, Charlotte.
I just noticed if this is Adric's room. I just noticed the far left corner of the desk. What is that? And I'm thinking of boy, Adric, you really
no idea.
Is that? It looks like something old to me. That like some weird thing he's nicked from a temple.
Yeah, it looks like some art, some kind of art or whatever. It's looks interesting.
Could be. I mean, it is very sparse. He's got an astrological star chart on the back wall. I'm not convinced. There's probably something underneath that. I was going to say a calendar with Samantha Fox on, but I don't think. I think
if this is Adric's room, there'd be a lot more food scattered all over the place. It would look like a dorm room.
I always got the impression that Adric wasn't necessarily into the girls, to tell you the truth. But Yeah,
I don't think he
we
knew
didn't
what a
know.
girlfriend was. He
No.
always came across to me as being like, that part was never interesting to him.
Yeah.
Like, he just didn't care at all, was the vibe I
Well,
always got.
in Black Orchid, you've got both Nissa and Tegan sort of flouncing around in those little chiffon numbers, and he's more interested in the cake.
In the food.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know, he evolved from a marshman after all. You know, it's hard to, who knows?
I don't know. Will we ever have the answers to these 40-odd-year-old questions, Luke Walters?
Well, I got a girlfriend and I like cake, so
There you go. Yeah,
but that's gonna get clipped somewhere, isn't it? Oh no.
Yes, but if she was in one corner of the room and the cake was in the other, which would you sort of gravitate towards?
Depends which cake it is, if I'm being honest. Are we talking like a red velvet cake? I'm a sucker for a red velvet cake. So actually, the spa around the corner from me now sells cupcakes for 99p, and yeah, their profits have gone up dramatically in the past couple of weeks. So no longer.
So what you're saying is, between the cake and your missus, it might be a photo finish, but.
Oh God, I hope she never watches this. She'll murder me.
Look, obviously this is Adric's bedroom here from the early 80s in the TARDIS on Doctor Who. So you've got a draft set, you've got a couple of ornate masks. I think I recognise a couple of the stories they may have come from. There's a sort of Buddha carved into something else towards the back, what could be a musical instrument of sorts, and an astrological star chart. I suspect that there could be something underneath there. But I was wondering, in light of recent happenings this week, who do you think Adric would be more likely to have a poster of in his bedroom? It's the early 80s. Would it be the late, great Ozzy Osbourne?
Sure.
Or would it be the equally late, great Hulk Hogan?
Ozzy.
Think you go for Ozzy? What makes you so convinced about that?
I don't know. I'm yeah. This is the third one that's died today. So Hulk Hogan was the third. It happens in 3. Someone else died today, and I'm trying to work out who it is. It's Chuck someone or Charles someone. I'm so sorry. Someone in the stream can correct me.
Oh, the one thing, this is kind of morbid way to start the stream, but the one thing that came up in my feed is the actor, and I apologize for not knowing his name. He played Queeg in Red Dwarf.
Charles Organs, or Augans.
Yeah, he died.
My favourite of all the Red Dwarf guest villains, he was as Queeg 500 in that. Yeah. Bless him. I only ever saw him play Queeg that I know of. I'm sure he was in lots of other things.
Yeah.
But to me, he'll always be Queeg. Now in Silicon Heaven, of course. Now, was Adric really a Black Sabbath fan, or was he just paranoid? He always had that look about him.
I would think maybe he'd be part of the Kiss army.
Well, the chat did have some fun suggestions. They had Duran Duran, and then they had Boy George.
They weren't the two choices, guys. They weren't the choices. Okay.
So sorry, the other one that died today is Chuck Mangione.
No way, really?
Oh yeah, he died.
I love Chuck Mangione. He was a fabulous jazz musician. He had "Feels So Good" was his big hit in this, and he played music for the Olympics. You would have heard his music. I know you've heard his music.
Yeah, I'm just not good with the name. Oh, that's
he died this week. Sorry, yeah. So
okay, this is what Dan will know. The first Cannonball Run, Dan, the jazz music throughout that movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I watched it a few weeks ago.
That was Chuck Mangione.
Oh, okay. You see, I don't know. I wouldn't know, and I certainly couldn't pay tribute to Mr. Mangione. I don't know a single thing about jazz, but Matt Potts told me in the past he's got some jazz mags, so maybe he might know.
I know you've heard "Feels So Good." That was his huge hit.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Hi. As long as you didn't say it had razzle or something like that. Jeez. No, so good.
Welcome. Welcome back. Yes, we're just debating whether Adric was a fan of the WWE or WWF as it was in the 80s, or could he have been into the heavy metal? Was he a Black Sabbath fan? And whose poster would he have had up on his bedroom wall there? Because obviously it looks like he's just popped off for a bath or for some spaghetti hoops in the TARDIS food machine.
No, he's. He was a strange one actually, Adric, wasn't he? Because he was
It's been said before.
He was sort of like Amazon. It was like he was born in the Amazonian forest or something.
It was an Alzarian.
That's right.
Yeah, and it was like he was so intelligent, and it was like, well, you're not that intelligent. You're a bit dumb, really. Yeah, but no, I kind of liked Adric.
Yeah, so did
but
I.
I don't know what he was into.
Maybe
We
the
didn't
Pet
really
Shop
get to
Boys.
know him that long, did we? Well, he was probably into the Master, but that was about it.
Yeah. Oh, good old Adric. I remember the day they blew him. They blew him to little pieces, Gary. I've never really gone over it because, in all fairness, I could relate to Adric. But when we used to see little bits of pieces of the TARDIS, like those back rooms, it was like I used to just stare at every little detail because it was such a rare thing. It was such a rare occurrence.
That was one of JNT's great decisions throughout, like all the 80s, is the kind of introducing the little elements of like domesticity, with the different bedrooms, and all of that, where it was about more than just the adventures they went on. I liked that. I liked the little family atmosphere.
But also, because time was short in those. Well, because time was short in those.
Oh, sorry, Dan. Oh, sorry.
Well, because time was short in those 25-minute episodes, they couldn't really dig into the characters. But I think if you saw a set that was decorated with things that you think they may like, then, if the keenly observant, would look at that and think, okay, that looks like a room that Adric would sleep in,
He was really into ancient civilizations, wasn't he?
It seems so. What were you going to say, Luke?
Like I say, it's an upgrade from the TARDIS interior they used for Invasion of Time. All those corridors and swimming pools and everything. Oh. So it looks so much better now. So yeah, I did really nothing to add. Just a little throwback.
Deep Doctor Who dives here, everybody, because that is what we're here to talk about. We haven't done the weather, and we've done a little bit of food. We haven't done any fashion so far. Those are we're a 4-quadrant podcast, so it's not just Doctor Who. You get food, weather, and clothes as well. When we're at the top of our game. But there's people over there in the live chat on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and X, I'm sure, ready to chip in. Exciting time for the geek community, of course it is. Well, exciting. Is it exciting? I don't know. None of us can make it over there to San Diego for Comic-Con International, but there could well be some tall stories and some publicity that makes its way back from there to us. None of it will involve Doctor Who, of course. I don't think there'll be a single scrap of anything juicy regarding the Whoniverse from there. But yeah, there's normally a couple of things, a couple of announcements that get the geek community quite excited. So, it's not like I'm only into Doctor Who, but it would be nice. We talked about it the other night. It would be nice if Doctor Who was returning there after a victorious 12, 18 months, maybe in a parallel world. Doctor Who has been in the news a little bit this week, or sort of by proxy, thanks to this bloke. So, star of stage, film, and TV. This is Danny Dyer. He spoke to the Mirror, the Daily Mirror, earlier in the week. He was promoting the second season of a series he's got on Sky called Mr. Big Stuff. Believe it or not, that's a genuine thing. But most recently, he's been seen alongside David Tennant in the Jilly Cooper drama Rivals. Very, very popular that was. There he is with Aidan Turner as well, and Jilly Cooper herself there in the middle. Bless her. God, she must be knocking on. I didn't actually see that, but people seem to like it. It was sort of a soapy thing set in the 80s, I believe. But Danny Dyer himself is, of course, best known still as Mick Carter, landlord of the Queen Vic on EastEnders, I think for the best part of a decade there. That role definitely made him a household name. So he's out doing the publicity for this new show. In the processes of this, the 48-year-old actor mused on the possibility of taking the lead role on Doctor Who, believe it or not. I wonder if that could have been inspired by a chat or two with Tennant in the canteen. I don't know, but yeah, Danny Dyer. He seems to have been around forever, like 25, 30 years, acting in various things. I think he was like a child actor or something like that. Is this somebody that you're aware of the other side of the Atlantic there, Gary?
I do not have a single clue who Danny Dyer is.
A legend.
Rough and tumble,
not
cockney
one.
actor.
what you just said in the last 3 minutes is more than I knew about Danny Dyer when the show started.
It's fair to say he can't be much of a Doctor Who fan. I think his grasp of the series and its lore could be a little shaky, but his enthusiasm for this part is surprisingly quite high. So speaking to the Mirror, he said it's such an iconic thing to do. It's almost not on the same level like James Bond. It's a character that's loved by so many. So he was talking this up for quite a long time. He went on to say, it gives you the opportunity with Doctor Who, because of the nature of the work, to bring something left field, something a bit mental, a bit stylized, which I love. I love the idea of it. A bit mental. That's his take on the Whoniverse, Charlotte. Did you see Danny in EastEnders? Have you seen some of his movies?
I've seen him in bits, and like he just always seems to be shouting whatever I see him in. That seems to be his way of talking, and just being very cockney, very rough. Like, Gary, if I was to give you a comparison, think of Vinnie Jones, but shorter and not as scary.
Not as
Like,
aggressive.
He's sort of that mould of actor that we have in Britain, where they're known for a very precise thing.
Okay.
And it's being a tough man, being sort of a tough guy who can shout, who can bawl, who can sort of be.
I didn't attempt to do the accent in case there's any Cockneys watching, but he says a lot of things like "oi" and "turn it in, babes" and all that kind of thing.
But then, Charlotte, since that's his CV, why would anybody be asking him about Doctor Who?
I don't know, like because I swear he said this before. I've got a feeling he's done this whole like act of I'd like to have the part previously. So it's obviously sort of on his radar, and he'd be terrible. Like, he'd be absolutely terrible. But to be fair, that is a lovely way to talk about the show. I'll give him credit there.
Yeah.
That is.
He's right.
A sincere, good way to describe it.
He's right as well, because compared to the kind of work, not just that Danny Dyer does, but compared to a lot of acting jobs, Doctor Who is pretty left field and a bit mental. I sort of agree with him about that. And the fact that he's speaking so enthusiastically, I mean, you could say, yeah, actor wants work. Big news, Luke. But when somebody who is a household name is out there talking Doctor Who up, it keeps it in the news cycle. And, you know, that question that Gary asked, why are they linking him to this part? It's just something that the press do in Britain, isn't it? It's because Doctor Who, it's almost inconsequential what state the TV show itself is in. The character and the culture are so much a part of British life again. Even in this diminished time now in 2025, there's still like generations of people who've grown up with it, that the press will sort of just float these things out there, won't they, with people who have a profile like Dyer does.
Yeah, I think, didn't he say in an interview he'd be well up for it, and he wants to be a working class doctor, and that's where it come out.
We have more coming up here. He went on to say, well, he would be an incredibly working class doctor. So they asked him how he would play it. He would be an incredibly working class, maybe a bit of an alpha. What I do, really. You hired me for a reason. I don't think you'd want me to come in and play Doctor Who, you know, really posh. So that's what you're alluding to, isn't it, there, Luke?
Yeah, and he's got previous to working in Cardiff as well, and with John Sim, because he did Human Traffic years and years ago. So that was made down in Cardiff. So he's got previous for being in Cardiff and working with a master. So that's the worst image to show of him for a doctor as well. Jesus. I mean,
but I thought don't you think the front door looks a bit like the TARDIS door there with the double?
Yeah, it's not wrong. And if you want to go see like some of his funny moments, I said last one laughing on Amazon Prime, he pops up in one of the episodes of that, Gary. He pops up being Cockney Harry Potter. And just watch that one segment.
It just strikes me
so funny.
It just strikes me that if he's going to play the doctor like this, he wouldn't have any use for like the sonic screwdriver. He'd just be like grabbing people by their lapels and, you know, shaking them out for information or whatever. Yeah,
pretty much. Human Traffic, yeah, you're quite right. Big movie for him. The Football Factory and The Business, which I think were both with the director Nick Love, two fantastic British films. He's been around for 25 years. Made a lot of movies before finding his way onto EastEnders. He originally turned down the part on EastEnders. But yeah, in the end, once they got him, he stayed for quite a long time, and it turned him from a jobbing actor, really, that the British public still didn't know who he was, despite those British films, into a household name. He went on to say, "I don't think we've ever had a working class Doctor Who, have we?"
Oh boy!
I think Eccleston. I think
No
Eccleston will
kidding.
disagree.
Yeah.
He's not going to be happy, is he? He's not going to be happy, Matt. Do you know who Danny Dyer is, Matt? You ever seen any of his films?
No, I have not. I have actually played some of the. He's done voice roles in video games. In some of the biggest video games of all time, actually, Grand Theft Auto and that. So, but very early on. I don't know how long he's been in. Is it Coronation Street?
Near enough.
Yes, I have no idea. It's sort of like putting. To me, it's sort of like putting Dylan Moran or someone like that as in the role as the Doctor. It's just not going to work.
Oh yeah.
Here's the
thing.
I think until you.
He's a bit of a slob, isn't he?
Well,
I don't think he'd be able to get much done as a Doctor,
The thing about, in all seriousness, the thing about actors like Danny Dyer is that, and he has done more variety of work than you'd think, but it is largely in parts that are facets, very evidently, very obviously facets of him. And you think that couldn't be further from the truth when it comes to Doctor Who. But then again, you look at, that's how Tom Baker played it, as a facet of himself. That's probably how John Pertwee played it to some extent. Peter Davison largely played it as himself. So did Matt Smith. So it's that principle in and of itself isn't necessarily wrong. It is just hard to imagine a very broad, rough and tumble Cockney actor playing Doctor Who.
I'd watch it.
Well, he's not really a character actor, is he, at all?
No.
Well, yes and no, because as long as all the characters are Danny Dyer, he is a character. But that's the thing. That's the thing, Luke. People would watch this.
Yeah, I'd watch this religiously. I think that'd be so. Ironically, I think it'd be so funny. I like a bit of Danny Dyer. If you can watch anything of him, go watch. He did a BBC Three documentary years and years ago called Danny Dyer, I Believe in Aliens, and he goes to like Roswell. It's literally, and it's just like, my name's Danny Dyer, and I believe in aliens, and it's the driest. I'm so sorry.
Didn't he do one about ghosts as well? I'm pretty sure he did a paranormal one too.
Might have,
He also did he did that on Who Do You Think You Are? If people don't know, that's like in Britain, that's when celebs go in their back history, like the family, they go down the tree and they look at their relations. And technically, he has got royalty. He's actually, if you go back enough, he found out he has got a relation to a king, an English king.
I think it's King Edward III. And apparently he's also related to Thomas Cromwell as well.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think he'd be brilliant as like a one-off guest star. Like Danny Dyer, I would like have a Christmas special with him.
The new Brigadier.
Be like the celeb or the big name we used to get for them. And that could be funny. I would definitely watch a Christmas special with him as the guest.
Imagine him as a fugitive doctor.
Like he said, he'd be playing an alpha male. So if it had been like someone like Gatwa, he would have been scared shitless.
What do you mean? What do you mean this isn't an alpha? Lord. And if you remember, Shooty Gatwa, he's having to lie down because, he's a physical and mental wreck after playing Doctor Who for about 9 weeks a couple of years ago. It's left him a shattered man. So obviously the question is, would Danny Dyer be physically up to it? And he said, I know it's hard work. And some of the dialogue he's got big monologues talking about shit you don't understand. This doesn't seem to put him off, Matt.
You know what? I don't know how he'd be.
Imagine him doing that as the doctor. It's like, nah. Oh.
I don't know. You know what, Dan? Based on this, I don't know how he would be as the doctor. But based on this comment, I'd give anything to watch one of his table reads of one of the scripts. Going like, what does this mean? That'd be hilarious.
I would love this. The
Reading
more I
Russell
read-
T Davies scripts,
Yes.
yeah.
The more I read about this, the more I'm loving it. I would totally go for this.
Be like, you want me to bum another man? What?
I mean, the thing with actors like Danny Dyer is that he has grown up, if not literally on screen, he's grown up with a script in his hand. He was discovered when he was a schoolboy. He got his first part at 15. Early roles in Grange Hill. And, fair enough, playing a school kid in Grange Hill. You're a school kid, you play a school kid. But he was also in the very highly regarded late 80s crime drama Prime Suspect, which obviously starred Helen Mirren and went on to form a lineage of those hard-edged crime dramas. So this is somebody who, he's not just a soap guy. He may be the guy who always plays largely the same part. And he may well find himself, if he was Doctor Who, saying shit that he didn't understand. But I think he'd be more than capable of getting inside a lot of the material. Sadly, or strangely, he's never been approached for the role. He says, "I'll be honest, no one's ever approached me about it." but I see things. But I see things now and again. My odds have been slashed to this and that and the other. It's definitely something I would consider. So what he's talking about there, Luke, are when he says things about being slashed, he's talking about what they call the bookies odds, isn't he?
Yeah, I just got the image of him just being like, "Shut up," and headbutting a Sontaran in my head, and I was just like punching a Cyberman and just berating it.
Can you imagine,
I'd love it. To be fair, I'd actually watch this.
I would.
He's sort of the actor that's sort of in like really should be put into things like into gangster roles, like he
does, he
barrel and that sort of thing,
I mean, this outfit he's wearing in this picture is really stylish. I mean, I like that. He looks good in that outfit. So can you imagine him, like, Davros is going off on some rant and he's like, "Oh, enough," and just like punches his little control panel and like short circuits it all? That'd be great.
I'm going to give you a dry slap.
I have got an image now of what you guys just said of him being the companion to like a really hoity-toity posh doctor, and the doctor starting to do, like he said, a big old monologue, and him just going up and punching the enemy while the doctor was doing the monologue.
I'm in for that.
Daleks, do one, will you?
Before we get too into the idea, so this story has been living in the press for a couple of days, been all over the place, hocked, copied and pasted the way that these things do tend to be. But we have word, everybody. We have word.
I haven't said he's the new Doctor Who, Danny Dyer, have I? He just wants to be. Okay, let's hear from Russell T Davies now. Creator.
Morning, Scott. It's Russell T Davies here. I can confirm Danny Dyer is not the Doctor. Love you, bye.
Bastard. So that was that dream over before it even started, Matt. You can all guarantee Russell T Davies is going to turn up and spoil the fun, can't you?
Yeah, no, he just totally deflated
That didn't
the
even
whole
sound
conversation now. I just... Yeah, well, I was thinking, was that AI?
Yeah.
No, I'm afraid that was generally Russell T Davies, yeah.
Why is he even bothering still with Doctor Who? That's what I can't get.
There you go. Yes.
It's like
he was
he's still
to his
doing
friend,
things.
Scott Mills on BBC Radio 2 there this morning.
See, see all these little bits and pieces that we don't know of information. Thank you for clearing that up.
What if Disney or Netflix or whoever comes in and says, "We'll fund it if we can have Danny Dyer"? Then
Russell closes that down immediately and just leaves a quick message there, Luke. He doesn't hang around to explain why. And I really think he should, because the more I think about it, the more I think this, they're presently in quite a bind there with no lead, no real appetite for the show to come back. There's Danny Dyer talking it up, says that he could save Doctor Who. And you know what? You think, well, at first it seems like a ridiculous idea, but back in 2012, he did say that he would save EastEnders. These are the stories that made the press in 2013. And to be fair to him, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if the BBC would like it if someone come in and is the savior of the show. Look how well that worked for Russell last time. Yeah, it's a bit of a swing, to be honest. I think just let it all quiet down and die for a bit. I know they pushed the announcement on Twitter, I think it was, or X, sorry, and they were like, "Oh, big announcement coming from Russell and whoever." I think Stefan Powell put it on his Instagram as well. So I think they were aware of it, but I think it was just
Content.
that. And I was like, just let Doctor just get all between the land and the sea out, and
Wait.
then you can reveal everything.
Wait a second. I mean, and this is a serious question. Okay, so I'm going to assume that was Dan. You say that's Russell T Davies, so fine. That was Russell T Davies on the phone. Why didn't he say something like, "Hey, as far as I'm concerned, Billy Piper is the Doctor"?
Yeah.
Right? Why wouldn't he say something like that?
Oh, I'm sorry, we don't need a Doctor right now, or something like that.
Because he thought he was being funny. He's hilarious, Russell. He's such a comedy writer. He just did two fantastic comedies, didn't he? Sitcoms.
What do you think, Tom? No.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Yeah, I think that this is actually a great shame. I like the idea that somebody could, with something completely different, come in and take the part by the scruff of the neck. I don't actually think that Danny Dyer is that different, really, to Christopher Eccleston. He's a little bit warmer. He's probably had just as much, if not more, both real and critical success. Danny Dyer has played a lot of serious roles and had great reviews. Beyond all the soap and playing the hard men, he was a prodigy of the renowned late playwright Harold Pinter. He appeared in 3 of his plays. Pinter took an active interest in Dyer's career from a young age and continued to work with him and champion him as somebody from a working class background, and to make sure that he didn't give up on his dream or the talent that Pinter saw in Dyer. And here he is with Martin Freeman on stage in a Pinter production. So in all fairness, for as much as we've kind of laughed a little at Dyer's expense, I think this could actually be somebody who would potentially save the show and get the nation talking about it again. Obviously, you'd have to have some decent scripts. It's still, unless you've got the material, you haven't got anything. And you could say this would be an overcorrection from the Yas Queen grinning gonad Gatwa. But Dyer would pull this around, and it would certainly get Doctor Who talked about, and people would watch it just to see what he was doing with it, rather than watching it because of somebody's identity, if you know what I mean.
I mean, you just have to look at how much Gatwa's has already aged badly, and then go to something like Christopher Eccleston, who is still sort of popular.
Very popular.
He's more popular than
popular.
ever right now. Eccleston's Doctor. I think he's had a
well, you look
renaissance.
you look at the excitement of the Big Finish stuff, and the fact that he was coming back, but.
Funnily enough, hold that thought. Yeah, so EastEnders and Doctor Who can both be streamed on BBC iPlayer. Mr. Big Stuff returns to Sky, and now this week, apparently, that's Ryan Sampson there in the background, who was in Doctor Who. I think he was in the Sontaran Stratagem, something like that, back in 2007, 2008, whenever that was.
He was the annoying kid.
Yeah, Luke Rattigan.
That's it. There we are. So, we've got one previous star of Doctor Who. Maybe he'll have a few asking for an in with Russell T Davies, try and get back on his good side. So what we want to know is, are you down for this? Get on the blower, and as Danny would no doubt say, and let us know your thoughts. Danny Dyer, the saviour of Doctor Who. Have they really missed a trick with this? I think it's possible. Let's go and find out what everybody in the live chat has to say about all of that.
Oh, hello there.
That's fantastic.
Even
that's great.
even that was wobbly. to see the keypad? The keypad was wobbly.
I know. Yeah.
It's like,
never mind.
and that's a
It's
wobbly
like
set.
the control room is this multi-billion-dollar thing, and she goes down to the where all the prisoners are, and it looks like something out of a Hammer film. It's like, what's going on?
It looks like Adric's put it together with his flat end again, hasn't it? Okay, so we've got people in the live chat. Thank you, everybody, for your patience so far. What have you got to say about all of that, then? Anthony Parkinson's joined us there on YouTube and asks, is that Lurkio from Plebs? You talk about Ryan Sampson. Does he play in that?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
That's the sitcom on ITV2?
Yeah, he's in Brassic as well with Joe Gilligan.
Now he'd make a fantastic Doctor Who, Joe Gilligan. Would love to see him.
I got a few stories about him. Jeez, what a wild guy! What a wild guy!
Preacher, what a great show that is. Zach Witten has joined us in the live chat, and he's the first to suggest, certainly that I've seen so far this season, Matt, Chris Marshall. Many times has this one been around.
He's busy.
I remember there was a spoof with Todd Carty. He was in Grange Hill, but they also did like a spoof of him as the Doctor as well in Charlotte Church. Is it Charlotte Church? She had a show. Yeah. If you've ever seen it, it's quite interesting, and he seems very similar to that Danny Dyer in the way that he portrays it, like, you know, very, very, very butch.
Richard suggests that Danny Dyer is Laurence Olivier compared to Ncuti Gatwa. And Farsight says that, Russell T Davies didn't mention Billy because I suspect he will have no say in a future Doctor. And Zach says, I think Chris Eccleston has a great range as an actor, greater than Danny Dyer. Stephen O'Neill has joined us in the live chat, suggesting Rory Kinnear or Ralph Fiennes to be the next Doctor. I feel very much we've broken the seal of this perennial conversation.
He's having like a potato playing. No.
Whereas Alex Batt says, I can't see Dyer getting a call. He's waiting. Anthony Parkinson. We've got Garbage in the live chat. Danny Dyer as the Master. Problem sorted.
Oh.
Simon Ashley's offering him as the Doctor, though. So you've got all sorts of answers here. Vanessa Law. Hi, Vanessa. Great to see you back. Vanessa says Russell T Davies is allergic to testosterone.
Yes.
You could be right, Vanessa. Good to see you.
Got to have the operation.
Funky has joined us in the live chat as well. Good to see you, pal. Dyer would bring the casual viewers tuning in, says Woodhouse wanted to. Again, I think Luke's reaction sort of says it all. People would go, yep, Danny Dyer, thumping a Dalek. I'll have some of that. Absolutely. And Sentai Ranger Donny is also in the live chat as well. Good to see you, mate. We have, what else?
We need a companion like Leela, though. So she'd be knifing them and he'd be punching them. It would be great.
What's she wearing? Is she wearing a leotard or what?
Roughhousing. Dalek Lives Matter suggests that Scott Mills is a Pratt. For all evidence that I've seen would seem to support that. And Philip Roy, hey Phil, good to see you, mate. He reminds us, don't forget, Hartnell was known for tough sergeants. Dyer could be great. I hadn't thought of that. He's not wrong, is he? He's not wrong. Sean Bean would make a great Doctor. Reminds us of Stephen O'Neill.
Young Sean Bean.
Yeah, I don't know how old he is. He's probably older than I think, man. How old would you say
he'd be like late 60s now.
Would he really?
Yeah, he'd have to be.
God. And Heretic suggests we should start a movement, like a bowel movement. We should start a movement for Danny to be the Doctor. Yeah. He always plays Danny Dyer, says Live Explain. So maybe.
Sean Bean, 66.
Wow. Doesn't time tick on?
Oh, I love Foyles.
And Zach says, Dyer was also in an early episode of Foyles War. I've never seen that.
Oh, Foyles War is great.
Oh, I loved Foyles War. The early years.
Yeah.
I loved Foyles War.
Great show.
Great.
Maybe I ought to see. Michael Kitchen stars in that.
Actually, historically accurate. Yeah. It was great. I didn't like the later series when they went into the Cold War. I didn't like that.
isn't as good as the.
Millywig Z says, I think Danny Dyer should collaborate with Charlie Brooker. He should appear in Black Mirror. Get him in there.
Have you seen he's come out now and revealed he created the logo for CEX?
Charlie Brooker?
Yeah.
I'm not remotely surprised. He used to be an artist on a comic called Oink in the late 80s that I was a reader of. So yeah, he's done all this different stuff. And so it doesn't actually surprise me, but I haven't heard him talk about that. That sounds like it would be a fun bit and piece to have on your CV. I mean, I'll never forget when Ian Diaz told us here on the show that he'd been an artist, a sort of jobbing artist, a fill-in artist on 2000 AD back in the early 80s, and they passed his work off as as some of those big name artists on that weekly title. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? You never know. Making Danny Dyer the Doctor is like putting a shoplifter in charge of a supermarket. You're asking for trouble. That's the comments of the night.
Need. That's what we need.
Yeah. He's on the blow to you now, Steve, and he's gonna come and sort you out, mate, with that bit of slander. So yeah, let us know some more of that while we let it cook for a little while. Russell T Davies has stamped down hard on all our hopes and dreams there for a Cockney Doctor Who, but maybe he won't be around forever, will he? So maybe Danny Dyer will get a second shot at that. So, fill us in the comments with your thoughts about that. And while we're talking about tough guys and the working classes and all that jazz, remember this?
Do you want to come with us?
Because it's not going to be safe, and it's not going to be pretty.
It's a jungle out there. Sometimes quite literally. You'll see ghosts of the past, the ruin of your future, and there'll be big trouble at Little Kevin's.
But if you come along, you'll never know a journey like it. Go on. I dare you.
So this is the long-awaited fourth run of the 9th Doctor Adventures for Big Finish. It begins next month, believe it or not, reuniting Billy Piper's Rose Tyler with Christopher Eccleston's Time Lord. 20 years since their parting of the ways. Gary, 20 years. Where has the time gone? We've returned to this subject several times over the last 3 or 4 months, obviously, because Series 1 was playing out, wasn't it, until quite recently, like 20 years ago in sort of real time, really. So I think it's been on our minds. It's clearly been on theirs as well, because there's been, there was that hour-long documentary we spoke about, and there's been a fair amount of nostalgia. I won't say celebration with a small c, but nostalgia for this 13-episode slice of Doctor Who over the last few months. I don't know whether it's a coincidence that Big Finish have managed to get them back together now, or whether they've been sort of keeping it under wraps deliberately for the 20th anniversary. But I know that I can't wait to hear this. So we've got some trailers, and the releases are about to start. They're coming out bi-monthly, so it's every 2 months. I think there's 12 in the range. It's going to be a couple of years of this in the rotation there at Big Finish. Is this something that you're tempted by?
Oh, I absolutely am going to go for this. I think because it's like tapping in, I can only speak for myself, but it's probably true of others. It's tapping into everybody's desire that something like this be great. Everybody wants to kind of recreate how they felt, when they first started watching, New Who, and, to get back to it and, experience that all over again. It's really, honestly surprises me this is bi-monthly. It really seems like that's spacing it out too much. But
that's what I thought at first. But I think giving it a little time to sort of hang there, they're putting it in a rotation with the Jodie Whittaker audios. So 1 month it'll be Chris, next month it'll be Jodie. So, but I think it could give people not just a chance to sort of to put some money aside, but I think also people time to savor it, to process it, to talk about it and review it. I think could be a bit of a godsend for podcasters in particular. But obviously Chris Eccleston started doing the audios like 3 or 4 years ago, and he always was resistant to the idea that they could sort of pair him up with a new companion on this range, Charlotte. He felt that the Ninth Doctor only really had one companion, and it's Rose Tyler. I don't know how long they courted Billy for this, but it's just nice. And I've heard some of the other stuff, and some of it is great. But you do feel, because there's not a companion there's a component part of it sort of missing, and it doesn't feel as authentic as it perhaps it could do. But as soon as you hear their voices together on that trailer, yeah, I got a shiver. Did you?
Well, yeah, because she's clearly going back to her Rose voice as well. Like, if you hear Billy talk in normal, she's actually a bit posh sounding, I would say. Like, she's more... Whereas Rose, on purpose, you could tell she sort of brings her accent down. So, for me, that sounded like Rose. It sounded older Rose, because, of course, the actress is, so the voice will change. But it sounded like the character to me. Chris, he's never changed his voice. I don't think he ever will, Chris. He's just got that distinctive tone, whatever age he is. And yeah, I think to what Gary was saying, especially to me, because this was my jumping up on point, these two, it does tap something special that I don't think any other pairing can do if this was your sort of journey start point. The only thing is, and this is because of, I think this is the obvious one, how they're going to make it make sense that they're together. Because
you don't want Doctor Who to make sense, surely.
Well, I just think there has to be, it doesn't have to be a massive thing, just something. Just to sort of say, right, clearly Rose was the first meeting on television. And if they're going to do like a lot of stories together, there's going to, even if it's just a couple of bits of dialogue in the first one they do, and then it's dealt with, I'm happy with that.
Can't they place it though between the stories of that season?
We've got a little bit of publicity. Yeah, we've got a little bit of publicity around this, Luke, from the writer Tim Foley. Have you seen this? He explains exactly where it's placed.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
So it takes place directly after Father's Day. I've got a quote here from Tim Foley, who's written the opening installment. He says, so the family drama from that story will continue to make ripples. You'll meet one of Rose's old friends, Kevin, and learn what secrets are hidden in his dad's old flat. So we'll watch Father's Day, and this takes place directly after.
That's a really interesting point as well, because that story was about them sort of being angry at each other and sort of Rose really messing up. Very understandably wanting to save her father, of course. Like, you could completely understand why she did what she did, but then you could understand the Doctor's viewpoint. It was this lovely sort of two sides sort of clashing and both being right and being wrong and having to sort all that mess out by the end of it. So to have that be your backdrop, actually, I think is a really good point to be your backdrop for purely for character work and for what the actors can sort of do. Because that's what I loved about this pairing. It was all about the Doctor sort of getting back to having a companion and getting used to a companion again after the war, after all that sort of hurt and pain, and him accepting that he could have a friend and he could have somebody to lean on again. And it was Rose who wasn't happy with her life, who was fed up, having this magical journey with this stranger and sort of her learning and getting more brave and more sort of sure of herself. So that's what was so magic about these two. So if they can capture that, but like I said, they have a bit of friction. They've always had a bit of that in that series. So that I hope they keep that aspect.
I want them to recapture that, Charlotte, but I also want them to recapture that freshness, the cleanliness that we had when Doctor Who came back to the screen, of thinking anything is possible. They can go anywhere with this. The possibilities for the show. Obviously, we had no idea how long it was going to stick around, whether it was going to run for 1 season, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20. We had no idea. and it wasn't bogged down. So I think if they can manage to tap into that and to take it to places, not conceptually particularly, but tonally, that are specific to that era, and to keep it focused and earthy, I think we could be in for something here that isn't just an exercise in nostalgia, that enhances those original episodes somehow, and will hopefully be a lot of fun, Luke. I mean, this was the era. This is where you came in as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think the good thing is with this, you could see in the previous Big Finish ones without it was just Eccleston on his own. It was a bit of a struggle, because you do need that companion, and he's so dead set against it. It's like, no, it's only Rose. So it makes sense, and it'll breathe more life into his now ever beloved Doctor. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to it. Very excited. If they can capture that magic, because they caught that magic in a bottle. If they could recapture just an ounce of that, we could get something really, really special for this. Really, really cool.
Because not everybody is an audio drama person or listens to drama on the radio, are they, Matt? You know, it's obviously it's a big part of Doctor Who's history now. There's been so much of it, too much, you could say, an abundance of it. But with a project like this, it could indeed bring a few people who maybe they only buy the Eccleston stuff, or only buy the stuff that piques their interest, be it because of the actors or the writers attached to it. But I really do think that something like this, they could make a splash with it that could get mainstream attention as well, at a time when Doctor Who needs all the good press it can get. And Eccleston leaving in the way that he did, in the 20 years in between, we've followed, haven't we? Every single word he's ever said, we've all latched onto it. But the general public, or even the broader geek pop culture world, hasn't in the way that we have. So all they know is the one with the leather jacket, he buggered off. So him coming back and Rose being there as well, it just gives it more authenticity.
Yeah, I'm sort of glad that, well, I'm sort of hoping that it's not as bogged down in with Big Finish, is that they've done so much to try and connect certain eras of the new series in with not just classic. And that was the best thing about the early Eccleston stuff, was the fact that we got little Easter eggs. We got a Cyberman in a thing, in a case, and a Cyberman head and that, and it was like, that was nice. But now they're meeting what's her face, River. Is it River?
River Song.
She's meeting
Alex
every Doctor going.
River Song,
yeah.
And they're trying to connect it all, and it was just become a big mishmash. So I'm really hoping this streamlines it all, and that they can just basically not tie in anything. Just keep it to a certain level of interest. Because once you start branching off into those areas, everybody's going to lose interest. I can guarantee it. Just like they did with the latest series. So,
for example, Rose first meets a Cyberman in the Age of Steel Rise of the Cybermen story, doesn't she? So they can't have her see the Cyberman.
Well, that's the thing. With this being after Father's Day, and it can't go past, obviously, him leaving, like, it does give it a bit of parameters, which I think gives it a bit of hope. Like Matt, like you said, they're not going to bog down with this connection and that connection and this character and this story and because Big Finish is very guilty of that.
Or a little bit of a wink and a nudge to future episodes. I don't want that.
No.
I don't want that. The best
clean.
Thing that ever happened. Sorry, Gary, but the best thing that ever happened was the fact that they never ever, End of the World. Is it End of the World? The one where they're on the space station.
Episode 2.
So the plant lady, right?
Jade.
I loved her.
The fact that when she dies, there is a bit of a wink and a nod to say, that Eccleston has to the guy, if you see, he's like he gives him a seed or something, and he's like, you know, this is your future. And it's never, ever, as far as I'm aware, in a book or anything like that, it's never, ever sort of mentioned again. And I like that. So I'm hoping they don't go and revisit this sort of, you know, these sort of little bits and pieces that, you know, I just want it left as is. So, you know, we'll wait and see. I honestly, I mean, I got chills when I saw the TARDIS above that trailer was fantastic as far as I was concerned. I sort of lost it with the voices. I'm a little bit concerned about that. There seemed to be a bit of disinterest there. So, but that was just the trailer. It wasn't as energetic as, say, you know, you want to come with me? You know, it's like, you know, that wasn't there. So I'm a little bit concerned that they've just phoned it in. I hope not, but yeah.
Yeah, the ones, because I've heard a lot of
I would listen to this.
I've heard a lot of Chris's and a lot of Billy's actually separate. So hearing them together, I can't believe for a single moment that either of them will have phoned it in. This is obviously the front cover to the latest edition of the official magazine. Back in action, the Ninth Doctor and Rose reunite for new audio adventures. And obviously there's quite a generous piece with them both in there. We won't go into too many details on that, but we've got a quote here. Coasting that line of domesticity and sci-fi is what gives the series so much heart. It's grounded in something that feels so familiar. And that was Billy Piper that said that. So they're clearly, I mean, this picture, there's so much joy in that. And you can see they're thrilled to be working together again.
That is a great cover. That is a fantastic cover. I mean, look at, I mean, even just the expression on Eccleston's face. It's great.
I love the picture. I hate the background.
That's as close as you get to Chris Eccleston looking over the moon, Charlotte. I think that's where...
Oh yeah, if you guys know, that's a northern smile.
Is that a genuine thing?
Oh yeah,
northern smile. I like it. Yes. So Matt's a little bit worried there that they may not quite sound like they're as up for it as they should be. So I think we should perhaps have another taster here. So this is the full trailer to Tim Foley's opening episode of this new run of audios with Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper. Check it out.
Oh my goodness!
Hello, Mrs. Tyler.
Rose! It's little Kevin from 43! Hey, Kev. Been a while. What's wrong?
There's something seriously weird in my dad's old flat. How weird are we talking?
Oh, of course your ears pricked up at that.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Ninth Doctor Adventures, Snare.
So what is it?
No idea, it's not normal though.
Neon jungle in a bathroom? Yeah, I could have told you that.
I really don't like this place, Marlene.
Few more shots and I'll call Kevin. I promise you, this is all completely fine.
So there's an extra door?
A copy of a door, a mockery of a door. See how it's blurred around the edges?
I set my teeth on edge. I don't like this.
Neither do I, but you still want to see inside, don't you?
What is it?
I'm ignoring the tentacles and focusing on the fact it's gardening. That's nice.
We would.
Did it just speak?
Is my mum going to be safe?
This is why I don't like families involved.
Doctor, and the rose that grows.
Okay, you're crowding me now.
Oh no.
Mum's going to be mad it's ruined her film night.
I keep telling her that I don't want to watch Titanic. I was there. It was traumatic.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
It's great.
I like Jackie's in there.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? So this is Doctor Who Snare, written by Tim Foley. It's about to be released sometime next month, kicking off that bi-monthly range of new Ninth Doctor adventures with Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper. Again, I felt that was even better. It's more having a hint of the story, the feel of the era. Obviously, the trailer with the flashy graphics, that's one thing, but there your imagination is left to sort of to create the scenery, isn't it?
I mean,
what do you think?
To Matt's point, I mean, I'm hopefully that it may take a minute for them to get their rhythm, but I think once they do, I think it'll be great. And I just thought, I mean, if they're doing like 12 of these, that's basically kind of like getting another full Eccleston season. So that's great.
Yeah. Can't be a bad thing, can it? Did you hear that, Matt? Did you any more
Yes,
convinced
I did.
by that?
I thought it was a bit better. I think the trailer may have been done a little bit later, maybe, and sort of said, "Hey, can you do this trailer for us?" But yeah, that does actually sound very interesting. I'm more interested in it now.
I think what it is with these two, whenever they've been doing the conventions the last couple of years, you can tell they absolutely adore each other. Like, you cannot fake that. And when they talk about that time on set, for all the, rightfully so, Chris has still got, I think, quite a bit of pain, honestly, whenever I hear him speak about that time and all the stuff he doesn't like. As soon as Billy gets brought up, or like I said, he's on stage with her, he becomes a different person almost. He's so enthusiastic. He's so sort of happy and cheerful and sort of he's brimming with excitement. And you can tell that's because what Billy is to him. She's this incredible sort of friend he found on that set that he's never lost that sort of connection to. So I think you put those two together, I think that will come through. You cannot help but have that come through because they click, these two. And the good thing is they're doing this at a point now where Chris has had quite a bit of audio now. This isn't his first sort of recording he's doing. They've let him have a couple of ones just to get used to it, to sort of find his feet. And Billy's done a couple of stuff with Tennant before this and a few other Big Finish things. So this is, I think, the best time to have those two together now because they know audio more. And I think you needed to have them have that.
Point.
You couldn't just... Imagine if they did this with Chris with his first year of recording. I think it would have just been too much. They needed to give him time.
Goose pimple stuff in some respects, and particularly when you hear Camille Kaduri as Jackie in the background, I quite agree. I'm definitely going to be jumping all over this. I can't wait. Obviously, 2 years is a long time. It could be a good thing in the respect of it's not an overwhelming amount of material, sort of all at once, but to keep people sort of simmering for 2 years, that's probably a bigger ask. And I suppose they could be waiting to see how the actors, whether they enjoy it or not, and whether people sort of subscribe, because they do have the option to subscribe for the full series there and get them all sort of mailed directly to you. There's people in the live chat, some people, there are some who are well up for this, such as Stephen Braddock. He's worked out where they're going to fit it in, of course. And other people like Garbage who've listened to zero Big Finish. You forget they've been around for so long, but there are some, a good percentage of the Doctor Who fan base who simply don't listen to not just Doctor Who audio drama, but any audio drama at all. I think they probably have recorded all of them by now. Billie Piper, she's off to join the cast of Wednesday, the Netflix TV show, the spooky TV show. God, that's a massive ice cream. Is that an ice cream or a coffee? I don't know. There she is. So I don't think she's going to be recording anything at all anytime.
That was done 2 years ago, though, Dan.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
mate.
know that.
That was way done before even the main actress that played the Wednesday was in Beetlejuice at the time.
Yeah,
this is way before then.
I was going to say, it's literally taken them about 2 years to get this second season out of Wednesday.
I know, it does seem to have been quite a long time since the first season, but no, I didn't see this announced until the other day, in all fairness. So obviously what that means for the Whoniverse, heaven only knows, and how long Billie Piper will be attached to something like Wednesday, I don't know, particularly if they're only making one season every now and then. But she's definitely back on audio with Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor and Rose there. So when is this out? Released August 2025. No actual date yet. Available to pre-order now, though. You can, it says a download to own. It says here, or download to own plus collector's edition CD. Both options exclusively from bigfinish.com. And the whole series is also available to buy in one of their big multi-buy bundles. So go over to bigfinish.com and check all that out by all means. Exciting times if you're a naughties kid, not a naughty kid, a naughties kid, whilst we're all waiting to maybe get a little bit nautical with the war between the land and the sea. Still no date on that. We talked about it the other night. Go back and watch Monday's early edition of the show for our take on the trailer. Trailer for that. And there's also the Type 40 podcast across all major podcatchers, places like Audible and Spotify, all those places, as well as the Podbays, the Podbeans, anything with pod in the title, or there's our home feed at type40.podbean.com. The Time Meddler, our full review of that classic Doctor Who stories. That was our latest full length review. We did have a laugh there, going back to the almost the dawn of Doctor Who. That's our very first ever William Hartnell review on that as well. So absolutely worth getting in your lug holes if you're not sick of us already on Type 40 Live on Rumble, X, YouTube, and Facebook, of course. Time to wet the whistle. Chow down on whatever's to hand. I think it's time for a break. The Type 40 Live Doctor Who ad break, where we put the past on standby, wiggle the aerial, twiddle the dial to tune into gold from telly times past, where Doctor Who legends pay their lecky by selling us everything from fairy liquid to Ford Cortinas, all that kind of thing. It's the Type 40 Live Doctor Who ad break. See which of these you remember, and we'll see you back here in a moment or two.
And now the shipping forecast at 2000 hours GMT. Fourth Tyne Dogger, easterly 506, increasing locally 7, becoming Mary. White Humber Thames, southeast, veering west, 5, occasionally 6, slight drizzle, 7 miles. Visibility improved.
Give a little more with the Phillips gift.
Huge obstruction on the bridge, boss. Could be here for hours. What do you mean there's an what's up, Doc? Good morning. I see you've got a new mobile telephone. It's Telecom. Oh, that's good. Do you mind? My telephone box is out of order. Hello, Telecom. Vandals, I suppose. This is the doctor. Yes, we've got a bit of a problem. Call me when you're on your way, will you?
Doctor Who?
That's right. Maybe it's off the hook. No, I've got it!
Thank you, sir. Oh, thank you very much. Just enjoy it. That's no problem at all, is it? I've lost my wallet. Morning Fresh.
That'll do nicely.
The super concentrated formula of Morning Fresh simply cuts through grease. It freshens your kitchen and lasts a long, long time.
What's all this? Service charge.
Super concentrated Morning Fresh. Don't wash up without it.
Welcome back to Type 40 Live, Rumble, X, YouTube, and Facebook with the Big Who here to take you into the weekend. If you're a big old Doctor Who geek, like we all are, of course, big old Doctor Who geeks with big gobs as well. Give us some more comments there in the live chat. We've all been having, well, so far, a smashing time. I think they like to do a bit of smashing themselves in the nicest possible way. Of course, this is 1970. The word meant something different back then. So I'm back here with the panel. Who've got? See who's made it back from the little boys or the little girls' room. And they're all here. Yes, we've got Gary Akers with that amazing baseball cap with the Doctor Who logo, the proper diamond logo. Love it. I love it. Charlotte Shields there as well. Good to have you here, Charlotte, as always. Mr. Matt Potts, our real-life time traveller, gets up extra early to spread some mirth. Hello, Billy. Hello, Johnny. And we've got Luke Walters in the bottom corner as well. The master of all things Cinescope and chief hooligan, no less.
Yes. Also, hello to Rob from Hooligans, who's listening while he's cooking right now. So he's been messaging me all through. So
can I just say really quickly that in that commercial, when Ian Marter puts on the naval cap, I got chills because it looks like there's Harry.
Yeah, it's around that. I think that commercial was perhaps the late 70s or early 80s at the latest, and so he's still got that kind of like a full face and like proper thick curly hair.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's great when you see some of these. I mean, I like the ones where you see some of the classic companions looking older as well, because I think it's fun to see, because somebody such as Liz Sladen largely disappeared from the public eye for a number of years, Matt, while she was raising a daughter. And so to see her in a little advert that she might have done to sort of break that up, and she's got like a particular kind of hairdo, like my Auntie Anne used to have or whatever. It's just, that's...
She did a lot of ads. She did do a lot of ads in that, in those years that she wasn't on television.
Banged them in, didn't she? Yeah, banged them in.
Quite expensive.
Good stuff. Yes, so let us know what you think of it so far in the live chat, Rob. And is it super noodles again, mate? Or let us know what you're cooking. Yes, so Doctor Who merchandise, that's what we're going to talk about now. Look, I don't buy much of it, I've got to be honest. I've got a reasonable collection. It's not as big as some, but bigger than others. Make up your own jokes about that. And whenever they launch new...
Mine's bigger than yours.
Whenever they launch new ranges and things like that, sometimes I'm all on board. I think I've got to have me some of that. Like I did, I think that the last time I felt really enthusiastic, probably this, when they had the mashup range there with the Mr. Men. I do love the old Roger Hargreaves original Mr. Men. I thought this was all delightful, but not much has piqued my interest since. I've got to be honest, Charlotte, because they do drop the odd clanger or two. Ever see this Matt Smith collectible there? This is meant to be This is meant to be the 11th Doctor.
Is that the 11th Doctor after he's put his hand in a plug socket?
So it is.
Supposed to comb it.
I mean, I suppose if you shoved it down the bog and give it it could dislodge anything.
I hope that's his sonic screwdriver he's holding. That's for sure.
Well, it's rather unfortunate. It's rather unfortunate, is it not? And earlier this year, we had the launch of this range here to line in with season 2. Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor, The Long Way Round, The Doctor, Cosmic Joyride, all this sort of stuff. And I've got to be honest, I didn't really see any of this anywhere. And last time I heard anything about it at all, most of it was being discounted and offered up online for like £2 or something like that. So that didn't exactly go according to plan. Yesterday's news, I think. But when we were live streaming last week, somebody on the panel did notice something else. So somebody who's, I think the expression is terminally online in the shape of our friend Luke Walters. So you noticed that this had come up, didn't you, on the feeds, as they say? Yeah. An atrocious number, in my opinion. But you were rather smitten. It turns out this is all part of a new range we're going to look at in a moment. But yeah, I mean, you saw this. Have you pre-ordered this, Luke? That's, I think, what we all want to know, really.
It's gonna pop up in an episode of Hooligans one day, isn't it? You can see it coming a mile off. No, I have not. No, I have not, unfortunately. I've heard Simon Horton has bought all the Doctor Who t-shirts. He's lapping them all up, bless him. But no, I really like the jacket. I'm the minority. I really like it. I'd wear it. It seems to be made up of a pattern incorporating all these different sort of bits of Doctor Who imagery, lots of logos from the full 60 years and other emblems from the fictional world scattered around it, and that does seem to be some of the motifs that are taken through a whole line. As always, you see this. He looks really pleased to be modeling this.
That expression is like, somebody please kill me. Is that expression?
Did they drag the poor guy from the street and say, well, we'll give you $5 if you stand here?
It's like, please just kill me.
Yeah, you're diverse enough.
He thought he was on a promise and his missus has gone to sleep. That's what it is. So it turns out that it wasn't just the jacket. As it happens, this is all to coincide with the opening of San Diego Comic-Con 2025. That's today. So they've got a unit-themed installation, which is called the Black Archive. So BBC Studios has installed this and sort of rebadged an old one, really, as the Black Archive. It's nothing to do with identity politics. It's all to do with Doctor Who iconography and various gadgetry, I think. But to go along with that is what they're describing as, get this for a bit of corporate bullshit, they describe it as a brand new Doctor Who e-commerce experience.
Ooh.
Anybody convinced? So this is through the new BBC shop. So it's all been restructured and reopened. And the ethos here, it says, is that it's to put fandoms first. So the idea seems to be that they're adopting or further adopting this print-on-demand model for much of the items in the new lines of merchandise. It's not just Doctor Who, so it's for their other brands as well. So things like anything that's still on, right? Is Top Gear still on?
No.
No.
Maybe
British
Gladiators. That's popular. Maybe
Gladiators do that. Maybe. Yeah, Bluey. Oh, they don't make that. There's Australian. They don't really make that either. The repair shop. Oh, they sacked him, didn't they? Oh, how about Master? Oh no, they sacked them too.
But they could do that post. They could do that post office show merch.
They'll think of that was ITV. They'll think of something. They're bound to think of something at some point to put these fandoms first. Unsurprisingly, they've launched with Doctor Who because, well, why wouldn't you? I suppose with this brand new website, this full refresh. Doctor Who merch. Step into the TARDIS with official Doctor Who merch from the BBC shop. Find figures, clothing, drinkware, accessories, and more. Perfect for fans of all eras and adventures. So it's interesting that they're now looking back after the disaster of the Ncuti Gatwa line to curate a range that takes in the whole 62 years, and it's probably playing a smart game to not actually manufacture too many of them that they can't sell, with so much of it offered clearly as print on demand, including the jacket that Luke is so enamored with. That's up here. It's what you could call the signature item. Here's a look at the reverse there. That's the guy we saw earlier on. And we looked at the price as well. If you remember, can you remember how much it was, Luke? Did you make a note of the price?
I think it's around 72 to 74 quid.
Far out.
That's exactly what I said. At £86 through the website.
What?
Oh.
It went up 14.
It's gone up in a week.
I'm checking my screenshot now.
You should have pulled the trigger when you first saw it, mate. That's a hell of a markup. Yeah, they won 86 nicker for this.
Yes, I got a year.
It's not even good as a bomber.
Yeah,
jacket.
there you go. Can you see
Hang
it?
on.
You better buy it, Luke, because next week it'll be 100.
Yeah, 72 quid it was up for originally.
No one will buy this, so I'll just wait 6 months and she'll be down in price. I bet you.
I think you could be right. That's one of the higher ticket items there on the new BBC shop. Fan-powered collections inspired by iconic moments, characters, and fan favourite content, they insist. Limited edition drops that are going to be tied to key cultural moments and anniversaries. So they're going to try and pump us, Charlotte. They know what Doctor Who fans are like, that we celebrate, the first appearance of Romana 2 and things like that. So they've been watching us. They've been studying us, studying their prey. They're offering personalization on some items, and I think this is the other key part to it, as well as the print on demand, the global shipping. And some region-specific exclusives as well. So stuff that will only be available for such as you, Gary, over in the States, and maybe some Antipodean exclusives too, Matt, for anybody in the Southern Hemisphere.
You know what this also cuts out? They don't have to
Postage
deal
is
with...
a killer.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm just thinking they don't have to deal with other licenses. They don't have to go to Titan and deal with them and negotiate and get sort out the fees that way. They don't have to go to a character options. All those licenses now have basically been cut out because they're doing it now like this. And like the cynical part of me is like, is that maybe because for the last 2 eras we have heard licenses have been crying out for how badly anything that they have to put on the shelf doesn't sell? Like we've heard that they've been having to do these big sort of pushes with Ncuti and Whittaker's toys and T-shirts and coasters and all that, and then fans have been saying, "Oh, look, it's ending up in like discount stores." So they're clearly not shifting it. So if they're now doing it this way,
the prices and all that stuff they've been dropping more than thongs in a brothel. They really have, and that sort of calcifying of a brand, it just can't be sustained. And when you've got something that's worth the potential that Doctor Who is, I mean, in all fairness, it is wise that they tailor make merchandise. I approve of that, but it's how they've arrived at the designs that they have and the prices that they have, which has left me rather bewildered, I have to say. Gary, you're a sucker for a hat, for example, aren't you? So, what would you expect to pay for a baseball cap?
Depends. Maybe like anywhere from like 15 to 20.
Oh no!
But I mean, this I was going to tell Luke, you have to get the hat too. When you get the jacket, you got to get the hat.
Obviously, got a match.
The problem I'm having with the shirt is that doesn't strike me as a master of Earth. I mean, it's distinctly unthreatening the way they've decided.
We are the masters of Earth. Yeah, I'd laugh at that. I really would.
These are the opening items of what they're calling timey-wimey, merchy-worching. I'm like, this is genuinely in the publicity.
What?
Somebody's actually written this. This isn't just me gobshiting.
Merchy-worchy. Okay.
Timey-wimey. Timey-wimey, merchy... Wirchy collections called it's called the Analog Gallifrey, and it's going to mix the old and the new with various items and designs, stories and monsters in the style of the classic 1980s VHS tapes. They promise it'll include tote bags and other items featuring the spines of home recorded collections, everything from Pyramids of Mars to 73 Yards. They promise t-shirts too, or meanwhile, there's jackets and hats that feature every logo design ever, all as part of this e-commerce revolution there at BBC Studios. Some of the initial artwork I saw, I really like this TARDIS mode thing.
I'm just so sick of the freaking rainbow. Even if it's different colours, everything's in a freaking rainbow these days.
That. Yeah, I hadn't seen it like that.
Everything. Why does it?
To me,
it looks like Ceefax.
To me, that looks like the piping on an Adidas snow jacket from the mid '80s or something. To me, taken this as pure '80s, or maybe an Adidas tracksuit top.
Yeah.
Gary, the piping.
It's like
used to run up and down
it looks like Ceefax. Like something you'd see. There.
Of course, now Matt said that, I can't stop thinking about the rainbows again. But also, they've used the TARDIS mode logo that TARDIS, the Portaloo company, have you ever seen their trucks driving up and down the motorways of Britain? It's very similar to their logo, but I do quite like that. It says transdimensional engineering, now available in all time periods, just not all dimensions. Experience reality in stunning Time Lord definition. So I think this is meant to sort of chime in with old computer games.
All right, as a proofreader, whoever's writing the copy needs to be fired because it should be now available in all time periods, not just all dimensions.
There you go. They'll never make a mug of you, will they, mate? No. Yes, the rain.
I mean, well, it's good to know. On the flip side, it's good to know that the BBC intern program is going strong because that's clearly where they're shuffling all of those applicants into doing this.
I quite like the jet black of this mug.
That's a little bit more striking. I will give it credit. Like some of the other stuff, you showed the shooty stuff before. It didn't really have anything striking about it. It didn't really pop.
Freaking rainbow!
That's bad. I'm forgetting. Oh dear.
I would
never wear an article of clothing around town that says it's bigger on the inside. I just would not.
You might wear this.
Well, you go around with that t-shirt, honey, I'm here for fun, don't you, Gary?
I think you'd wear this. I know you respect this sentiment, Hartnell. Number one, always. This is the first of a line of new sort of football shirts.
No,
yeah, these look cool.
01.
You like this as well, then, Luke? It's got the original Doctor Who logo there on the sleeve on the left hand.
Yeah, it's got the Daleks on the front, hasn't it? So I was like, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Big fan.
So wait, so this strike. So is this tacit admission that by the BBC that Hartnell, yes, was the first Doctor?
That's right.
There you go.
It says limited edition on it. I can't believe it has limited edition.
Gary, what do you think they'll do for the fugitive Doctor then?
It'll be 00. 00.
Oh, you're not the only one here that's noticed the rainbow on some of this garbage. Says, what is it with the rainbow and the pink? And Matthew Pounder speculates Antifa fashion line. Woodhouse 122 is asking, who do the BBC think will buy this tat? We haven't got to the good stuff yet.
I don't know who they're employing.
I mean, it does look. I know what you mean. It is distinctive. It's not like the other stuff they've put out, but I'm not particularly impressed.
That looks like and I'm seriously, that looks like Shard. It does not look like Scaro.
You're right.
You're right.
Yeah,
it's a terrible type font. Yeah. To be honest, I even hate the Daleks logo. I think that's awful. I don't know if they ever had an official one. Did they? Dan,
they sort of do, but they're trying to deliberately make it like it was done with Letraset in the 80s. And because I agree, I think these have probably been put together still quite hastily. They lack an eye for finer detail. You know, I've worked on a lot of retro items myself, and it should be better tailored. It should be better tailored than this. I can see what they're trying to do with stuff like that, and with this. This is a sort of a belly. What do they call these? A belly top. That's what my kid calls it anyway. Featuring is that a Vashta Narada style thing?
Yeah.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Who turned out the lights?
Yeah,
looks like
the shirt looks awful.
Do you know what's really telling though? I know, like they're saying the whole point of this is that it's like the whole collective of Doctor Who, but in everything you've shown me, it's a massive throwback. Every single design, there's nothing of the last two eras, and maybe that will probably come at some point. But I think it's telling that they've launched, like you said, we've basically. If anything, I'd say this gives you more classic with the design choices and the colours and the fonts, and a little bit of like early Russell and early Moffat. That's how they're clearly focusing at the moment.
Well, Charlotte, if they come out with a Sutek doggy plushie, I'll buy one and send it to you.
I mean, I love all the comic book stuff. Anything that's sort of, we look at Oliver Arkenstall-Jones retro 70s horror posters, and I love those. I love all the comic book stuff. I do. But this again, it just lacks the way that Hay is onto the helmet and that sort of arsehole that's behind the creature. I just think this is quite poorly put together. So
now you say that, I can't.
But it just looks like a sphincter. But this, they carry through several of the designs right the way across. And obviously home recording, home videotaping was a big part of a lot of Doctor Who fandoms. They've tried to recreate that with this. And obviously they can't use actual brands. So I think this is actually quite a valiant attempt to recreate those kind of bits of packaging, I suppose, for old blank videotapes and the kind of things that people would have adapted with some chunky markers and a packet of Letraset. So I'm willing to give this a bit more of a more generous ride. But it all looks as if the contrast needs taking up a bit. It may need some weathering or something. It's just a little bit too clean. A little bit too clean for my tastes. And the thing is, I can't imagine going into a shop, seeing items like this hanging up on a shelf in Forbidden Planet, or never mind anywhere sort of bigger, and it looking like quality items. It all looks, to me, really rather cheap. And whether it's an e-commerce revolution or not, it should still be just good enough that you could actually go into a proper shop, pick it up, have a sniff, have a feel, and then decide whether you want to throw your money down. I think that the customer experience, the awareness that you should still offer the customer good value for money, should still be there, whether they're buying it remotely or not. That's not what I'm picking up from this at all so far. We haven't got many takers in the live chat for any of this so far.
Well, those bags are quite popular because they do them with a lot of authors in the UK. Because I know I bought my Mrs. Jane Austen bag, which was books, not VHSs. So it's those type of bags. So
yeah, well, Jane
Yeah,
Austen
so
didn't really
that's
have any
far
any
nicer.
shit episodes, did she?
I was going to say that
Far
like,
nicer.
I think what it is, like you said, Dan, the problem is for nowadays, I think if you're doing merchandise with patterns on or like iconography or anything, the more sort of bespoke you can pull off the look, like what Luke showed then, for me, that's got a bit of that bespoke feel, a bit of that sort of artistic vibe. Like I said, it doesn't just feel like they've had a printer just print it on reams and reams and reams of stuff. Even though yes, of course, these are gonna, if it's popular, it does go out for stupid amount of copies, but at least the design keeps that feel of somebody's had a bit of thought to this, somebody's actually planned this out and tried to have something that's a bit more impressive. Like for the shows and movies I'm into, I've seen like some of the t-shirts because I like to have printed t-shirts if I can find nice ones.
Yeah.
And that's what I go for. And a lot of the ones that go popular do have that feel. Like you said, these just feel a bit like they come off the manufacturing line, which is a shame.
I'm going to save my money for the Creature from the Pit t-shirt. See what design they come up with for that.
Well, both of you, both t-shirt fans, maybe you want to go for the Unit t-shirt here. This ties into the Black Archive installation. All it really is a standard black t-shirt. They probably got this from Primark. And they've whacked that new Unit logo on the breast pocket. And believe it or not, like I would expect a black t-shirt. You can get one from Primark in all seriousness. Probably about £4.50. They've got 35 quid on this one.
Is there anything on the back? Is there anything on the back or nothing on the back?
It doesn't say.
Because seriously, if you pay money for that, you're.
So you'll be going for the cheaper option then, the Daleks 25 quid one, Matt. On the right-hand side.
The only person that's really getting anything out of this is the people making the products that are getting paid to make it. It's just awful.
Maybe Matt, maybe on the back of that Unit shirt, it has a picture of the current Unit crew.
It just makes...
Yeah.
Woman in a wheelchair, yeah.
Richard Brooks says only Chris Akeleos can get away with a pink Dalek. I couldn't agree more. We were lucky enough to talk about that with Chris himself when he came on the show.
It's a bloody rainbow. I just annoys the hell out of me. Everything's all just,
Let's see if we can please you and tease you with more items from this new
go
new
for
range.
it, Dan.
The Doctor Who TARDIS mode hoodie. That's a snip at 45 quid. You got that rainbow pattern, Matt, that's caught your eye. And or there is the Doctor Who logo patterned crossbody bag for 32 quid. What's a crossbody bag? Is that it's
a man bag.
It's
a man bag.
You put it
satchel.
over one arm and your head, and then the strap crosses.
So it's like holding it like a purse. Yeah.
So you could crack one of those small dogs in it. The kind of stuff that Pedro Pascal would wear.
Yes.
Yeah, you could put your Sutek plushie in that one.
32 sheets for the crossbody bag. They're featuring that design.
I love Jonathan Cox's response. He just put Jesus Christ.
I'm trying not to be cruel because somebody's obviously been paid to do this.
Every time we do these, there is not one thing anyone has said, oh, I'd like to wear that. Oh, I'd like to go around in public with that. Nothing. Who the hell who are they getting to design this stuff? Is this from the BBC itself? Like, or do they get someone to... No, but what I mean is, like, what... Is this from an in-house, like, graphics company at the BBC, or is this like a company that they've gone, ooh, I like their gay stuff. I'll get them to make me smile.
I suspect we'll never know. Slightly more popular earlier on was that Hartnell #1 shirt. We can see the front of it here, and you're quite right. It has got the Daleks and 3. Well, it says they're Daleks. They do look a little bit like butt plugs. But at 51
they look like QWERTY.
For the football shirts, but I think it's Everton or Man City that play in shirts that are similar to that, or they used to when I was a kid. They're probably something else completely different now.
Oh my
so there's
God!
That there, 51 quid on the Daleks sport jersey, or if you've tubbed up your missus, you're awaiting the flutter of tiny feet. any day now. You've got your future Hoovian baby grow there, 25
And
quid to whack the
do they
sprog
come in
there.
adult size? Because I'll probably wear that because it doesn't have a freaking rainbow on it.
Which print to order. It is a better design, future Hoovian. What if there's something that just say Hoovian? But you could ask if it's print to order. Maybe they'll create one bespoke, especially for you.
Matt, buy one of those baby grows for Charlie. Matt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even put my dog in this, Gary. What are you talking about?
I mean, obviously, those sort of rompers and baby grows, I've as I've mentioned before, I've raised several children. So I used to have like hundreds of these things. None of them cost 23 quid, though. This lad, he's living his best life, wearing the future Hoovian baby grow. He looks a little bit like a little bit like the new Superman there, doesn't he? He's got the hair and everything. So he's best of luck, future Hoovian, with that. It's again, if you can't get them in packs, baby grow should come in packs of minimum of 3, and not cost you 25 quid, the equivalent of more than a Netflix for the month or whatever.
You know me, I hate the word Hoovian. As if you'd want to
I don't like it.
All right, seriously, if this just came to me, if they want to do a baby grow, what they should do, and they're covering all areas of the show, don't just do a clear one. You know how like sometimes they have those shirts where it looks like you're wearing like multiple things, like with ties and vests and stuff, and it's just a shirt. Do one of those for the Fourth Doctor, where it's like the front of the baby grow has the 2 little scarf things on the side and the little vest and stuff, so it looks like the baby is actually dressed like the Fourth Doctor. Those things wouldn't sell a mint. It's like, do something creative like that, or Davison's jumper. Recreate that look on the front of a baby grow, something like that.
That kid is going to be scarred when he grows up, I tell you.
We've got a question here from Funky in the live chat, who, in all seriousness, speculates that they could have been designed by AI. I mean, is that likely? I mean, I don't want to fall into the trap of pointing at literally everything and going, "That's AI, that's AI," because I think we all get a bit bored with that shtick, Luke. But
I'll have a go now. I'll have a go. Give me 2 minutes. I'll have a go.
Give it a go. See what he can recreate out of that brand new range there. So this is another one of the patterns that they're using. TARDIS mode is in there, everywhere and anywhere. We've got a couple of Doctor Who logos. There's a 2005 one, the 87 one, the 2018 one, and the DW tag there from 2010. So lots of them.
I like the Dalek better in this one.
Yes, so do I.
Yeah, and I do like that new TARDIS design because it's from a different perspective. It's like looking down, which is nice to see, and I like the sort of lighting effect. It almost looks like it's been lit. So
Charles, have you noticed it's not the current TARDIS either? It's got the St. John's ambulance thing back on there and the white port to open sign.
Yeah, I can understand the logic of sort of having this magpie thing of let's take a load of these images and parts of the history and sort of have them as this spread. Like, because Luke is right, that is a lot of what people are doing now with these sort of designs. They're not doing so much of like a figure or an actor. It's more just sort of a couple of things put together seems to be the way these things are going now. But I just, it's the prices. I can't see how any fan who isn't just the fan who sort of buys stuff because they're a fan can justify spending 32 quid on coasters or like 80.
Not when they're already paying for the Blu-rays, and using them as coasters.
But the thing is with the Blu-rays, that the price of them makes sense because that's a hell of a lot of work they do to make those Blu-ray sets.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of love, there's a real want for them, to be honest. That's the other thing why they can charge prices for them, because fans want them. And I just think to start with these prices, you're sort of pricing, I think, a lot of people out from the get-go.
Kevin has joined us on YouTube and says, sell scarves, anything but this. I really rather like the sonic screwdriver one there. It says 2010 to 2013 sonic screwdriver, the Matt Smith model. That's the thing I think I like the most. But I quite like the K9 one too.
K9's good.
Can I ask something? Like I've noticed that Doctor Who is nowhere to be seen on this. Like the actual thing. And so I'm just wondering, are they trying to tell us something? Are they trying to say, oh, people like this is a bit of a quiche sort of thing? It's like,
I think they're trying to obfuscate the character for the time being.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've
Isn't that funny?
The character so much.
They've overdone
the identity of the character. I think they've really harmed it, and so they could have the visage of Tom Baker, some sort of signature look for the David Tennant Doctor, maybe, or the bow tie. Any of those things, but none of that is present.
I've noticed a lot of trademark and copyright things written on it, but there's no mention of Doctor Who anywhere.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but you're right.
It's like how that year with the annual, they didn't have Jodie on, and we all said, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, people are commending you for spotting that. Matt Starhoovian's in the live chat and asks, who is their target audience with merch like this? I mean, they do explain in the publicity who they believe the target audience is. It's people like you and I. It's us. They are trying to court Doctor Who fans who have an appreciation of the full 62, or at least an awareness of the full 62 years of the show. That's the theory behind this, to celebrate those anniversaries and to kind of have a little bit of something in there that everybody may like, and to tune into people's childhoods a little, whether they were kids in the noughties or in the 80s. In particular, seems to be the two sweet spots they're going for with this. Interesting that it's moved on a little. So I think it's very clear who they're going for. My question is the quality of the merchandise. I'm not impressed at all with what I'm seeing so far. A baseball cap here with the unit logo on. That'll set you back 32 quid.
You won't ever see me in that. You'll never see me in that.
Not in that particular logo. No, I prefer one with, like, the old.
Shirley Bingham's got one. She's good enough for her. She's good enough for you.
Give me a unit
also
cap.
Got missiles in her.
Give me a unit cap. Give me a unit cap like that has like a picture, even a cartoon drawing of the Brig, Benton, and Yates that I'd buy.
God. Who would want a tea towel? Seriously, $18 for a tea towel.
For 18 quid, that can keep it. No, I'm not taking with any of that either. There's a Cyberman t-shirt. Surely the Cyberman, every Doctor Who fan wants a bit of Cyberman
doesn't even
merch
look like the
in
Cyberman.
Their wardrobe. It's meant to be the Stompy One Piece from the Russell T Davies era.
Awful.
Interesting that they've gone back there. 35 quid. I mean, at least the graphic is larger and it's quite distinctive. But I don't think you would. I don't think you would look at that. Yeah, I don't think that you'd look at that as an obviously Doctor Who bit of merchandise, because obviously such as it is, the two color motif in the middle. A lot of people wouldn't realise it was Doctor Who. Depends on how brazenly you want to wear your fandom, I guess.
It's almost kind of like anti-marketing in a way.
Yeah, it's strange that they've, from plastering everything with the Doctor in big letters, they've gone from that to everything but the Doctor be present and be celebrated in this new line. I'm not taken with this at all. I mean, I don't think it was designed by AI. I just think it was put together. No. It seems to me far too slapdash. I think AI would actually make a better job of it. Well, we can try and find out, but I suspect we'll be met with two large cyber fingers. We've got.
I've got a AI designed TARDIS T-shirt on my phone right now.
Oh, we'll have a look at that in a moment. That TARDIS mug, which I do like, that TARDIS mode mug, I don't like it for 18 quid. And a pint glass with the unit logo on. You could print. You could create your own.
Is that a watermark on it, Dan?
I don't think so. I think it's got something else on the other side. I think the idea is that on the other side of the glass, It's not a repeat of the same pattern. It says something else, but I can't quite work out.
You know why I don't like that logo, Dan? That logo, the unit logo, has just always reminded me of a TIE fighter. That's kind of what it makes me think of.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Remove the U, says Dalek Lives Matter. Very good.
Or put a space between the U and the N.
Tom from T Dwarf is in the live chat. That looks like something from the 80s. So I think they're trying. I can see what they're trying to do. I just don't think it's quite there. I mean, maybe the actual items will look better than this, but I don't know. I don't think that they will somehow. I mean, the 25 quid for a pint glass is taking the fucking piss, isn't it? Look,
graphic design needs graphic designers again. I swear to God,
it does. It does. Look, how successful have you been in your quest, my friend?
So this is the first one. So this is the TARDIS T-shirt.
That's a bit.
Get out of town.
That's the TARDIS one.
Wow.
Did it add the rainbow, or did you?
I told her to put it in. And
right.
That's the Dalek one.
Wow.
Tomato red Dalek.
That's not far off the mark, Dan.
Oh,
you got to admit.
Pretty good, Luke.
I mean, it's not me. It was an AI, so
they probably paid £500 for that design, and they could have just typed it up in 2 minutes flat.
I'm starting to come round to the idea that it may be AI after all. We've got this cap, which we've seen in a couple of promotional images already. Here it is, with all those Doctor Who logos again that features on the jacket, as well as various other Doctor Who items. I mean, it looks even worse on the hat, doesn't it? These are kind of those
more like a toilet roll.
Well, the good news with this though is that it is reversible, so you needn't wear it this side out. You've got a choice between this side or this side. There,
that side,
from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
Are you serious? That's the inside of it. That's inside out.
Yeah.
So they're using a logo from that's Matt Smith era.
15 years ago.
I can say that's Matt's first logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're in a position now where it's not even the original sort of generation, the Russell T Davies lot. I think we're approaching a point now where the Matt Smith generation of kids have grown up and maybe are starting to get nostalgic as well. This could lead into that nicely, because at the time, if you remember, for 2 or 3 years, that DW TARDIS emblem was literally everywhere. It's
still is
instantly associated with that particular time. I mean, obviously, I was well into adulthood when that was in circulation, but even I saw this and thought, oh, wasn't it lovely to see that logo again? It would look better white on black, having said that.
Better times.
Well, we've said this before. It's I think because of the state the show's been in for a while, like every year beforehand is getting it sort of people going back to it and people loving it and rewatching it and rediscovering it. So they're probably going to bank a hell of a lot on that now, I think.
Heretic is watching in the live chat and says, confesses I may have to collect those football shirts. I hate myself. They don't even have much in the way of cool TARDIS stuff, complains Liven's Flame. Go and hit them up. Go and at BBC, at bbc.shop and go and complain to them. That unit logo is cack. I'm not keen on it either. They should bring back any of the other ones were great. Reminds me of a ball from the Harry Potter and Quidditch. And Heretic suggests it says no testosterone. Again, it's that word again.
I think they've really played it safe this time. There was no Guardian of Chaos this time around. Where they've just changed things.
Would anybody like to have a guess as to how much this reversible hat would set you back there on 45. The new BBC shop? 45 quid, Charlotte? What do you think?
I'll go a bit higher, 50.
50. Mr. Walters?
40.
40. How about you, Matt? 45. Okay, we've got 2 for the 45. So this reversible beauty will set you back 36 quid. The reversible bucket hat, they call it. So you were the closest there, Luke. Yes.
I've been in Manchester for the past. Obviously, I live in Manchester for the past week and a half. Oasis have been here. I am fed up a bucket. I'm fed up of bucket hats.
everywhere.
You know what?
See him talking that.
Thinking about all this merchandise all together, it strikes me as if the marketing team that put all this together, that they know about the show, but they don't know the show.
I think you could be right.
You know, it's like they were given like a marketing press kit, you know, with different logos and different things that says, see what you can do with this. Not from any inherent knowledge of the show itself.
I don't know. I think that new design of the Daleks has been they did that
and
themselves.
In all fairness, I think it's the same with this as well. Do you remember the 80s? Oh no, I was only born in 2009 or something.
2006.
You know, so and they say, no, I don't. Well, here's a couple of. You go and do a Google search and see what you can come up with, and this is what they've envisioned. I like the idea of this. I just think it's done in a half-assed way, and so to see, and in fact, I think that's the watchword for all of this, half-assed. And this tote bag again, that's at 20 quid. So these things are really quite thin and flimsy, and it boasts how it's made from 100% recycled materials, all that kind of thing. Yes, very, very good, very noble. But I suspect that it won't stand up to much weathering. It'll probably wear out really quite quickly, in which case it's pretty bloody pricey at 20 quid for the tote bag. And they carry this design right the way through. It's pretty much everywhere. And you can get a poster of it. They're that proud of it.
Oh, seriously?
18 quid. 18 quid for the poster. For something that
this just gets better, Dan.
It's one thing, you know. Star Whovian asked this in the live chat. Who's it for? It's what, you know. I think it's pretty clear who it's for. But the market research to decide, oh, Doctor Who fans, they will like this, they will like that. You know, they want this appreciation of the whole thing. That's fine. They might have done the market research into the psyche of the Who fan up to a point. But what market research did they do on the pricing? To think that somebody would pay 18 quid for this.
So instead of spending 18 quid on a Blu-ray or a DVD of an actual episode, you're going to pay 18 quid for a poster of VHS tapes
to stick in your bog.
Fake VHF.
Slightly better. There are other options for the post. So it's nearly over, Matt. Don't worry. You've got these two here. So there is a silence poster and
I'm just embarrassed to be a graphic designer right now.
a Cyberman movie poster. Again, I get the impression they've seen artists, they've seen fan artists like Oliver's work, that we can create some of that and prove them very, very quickly that they can't. The silence poster I'm a little keener on, but it still looks a bit like Christmas wrapping paper. I think it's fine.
No, just no new monsters from the last 2 years.
No, that's
everything
right.
Everything is from the Tennant and Smith years.
Yeah,
quite right. There's a Weeping Angels baseball cap here. The Lonely Assassins in a set against a smoky background there on the website. That baseball cap's 27 quid for that. At least there's a bit of embroidery there, Gary. I can kind of see why there's a bit of value in that.
I mean, but when we all talk about the Weeping Angels, we call them the Weeping Angels. This looks like a hat you'd wear if you were in a biker gang.
Who's ever called them the Lonely Assassins?
The Lonely Assassins is like a biker gang.
Yeah, is that actually is that some sort of reference from the series? Because I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, they do call them the Lonely Assassins. I think Rassilon calls them in the End of Time, maybe. I think offhand, but I think they are called nickname is the Lonely Assassins.
Yeah,
why would they not say Weeping Angels?
I think they've done like some games with the Angels, like on phones, and I'm sure one of them was the title of the game was The Lonely Assassins or something like that.
Lord.
I remember that. Now you mention this. It is all rather underwhelming. I mean, there is something a bit sort of new metal about this. Maybe people are into that kind of thing. But I keep looking at the price and thinking, are you for real? Apparently the range is going to expand. There's going to be further exclusives as well as more treatments. I suppose they're going to wait and see what sells, really, if any of it sells, before spreading out the range further. This TARDIS mode design is everywhere. They seem quite fond of the robot dog one too, so we've seen that in a few places.
Is this a poster, is it?
Things. Yeah, you get both of these things as prints
They
as
look
well.
like book covers.
So
Yes.
Why I asked.
it is slowly expanding. As they say, the e-commerce launch is building on BBC Studios' record-breaking digital momentum. My God, who comes up with this bullshit? Which recently saw its digital brand division become the UK leader in YouTube watch time and TikTok engagement. You what? I'd like to see the statistics on that. Driven by what they call here in inverted commas, fandom first strategy. So you're putting the fans first, are you? Come on. So taking this, I'm going to have to stop reading this. It's making me angry. But it says that they've got 150 channels. They boast here 150 channels in 17 languages and a weekly reach of 40 million. BBC Studios is setting a new global standard, it says here, for fan-powered entertainment. They say that, to me, it looks like overpriced, cheap-looking tat. I appreciate the innovations that they're trying to bring through. The idea of making the global delivery model more affordable, more manageable. Even the print-on-demand stuff, in all seriousness, if it means that people can have more of the stuff they like, then that's a good thing, generally speaking. But standards are so low. I think that a little bit of time cooking with this would have been ideal for such a lavish launch, particularly at the San Diego Comic-Con for 2025. The prices are extortionate, and so I can't see this lot having any more of a lifespan of the Shooty Gatwa range, I'm afraid, Gary. I mean, in closing, what are your thoughts? I would imagine so. They're expanding both ranges, they say. And Comic-Con, yeah, people are going to be able to buy some items, I understand, but obviously it won't be to order. So
and they'll learn the wrong lesson, because when none of this sells, they'll assume, oh, okay, no, fans are not interested in buying Doctor Who merch. That's the lesson they'll take from it. It's like, no, give us stuff we actually would like to wear, and we'd buy it, but not this.
And get some models that are actually enthusiastic for once.
I think he's trying to give it some cool. I think he's trying to look too cool for the shirt. That's what it is. Don't really have to wear this.
The thing that I find the most interesting from all that spiel you were just talking about off them, that suddenly now they're so fan focused. It's fan this, it's fan that. When, I'm sorry, for the last 2 eras, you've been doing everything possible to attack us, to have people associated or working on the brand be absolutely horrible to the fan base in many ways. And this to me feels like they're over now trying to correct. They're over now egging it to go like, look, it's all for you guys. It's fan this, it's fan that. And it's like, we're not going to forget that what you put the show through the last 2 eras, because you've suddenly decided you like us now in all your press.
They want our money. I mean, the proof of the pudding is always in the eating. The proof of merchandise is in the amount that it sells. Obviously, vote with your wallet, vote with your purse. If there's anything you fancy, pull the trigger on it by all means. But the commercial realities of launching and running a line like this, I think they're going to come back. They're going to get some figures back that they're not going to be too enamored with. And I
think they've had that for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, I suspect that this will also disappear without a trace. And in also, I don't say that with any satisfaction whatsoever. No. I don't like seeing this brand mismanaged so heavily. I mean, look at the Titan comics, for example. It's also piss poor, and it's the same. It's the same with this Doctor Who. For a time, I think I preferred it before when there wasn't much merchandise around. At least it was of a higher standard. It had a prestigious sort of quality to it for a while. The quality of the stuff that was put out between 2008 and say 2016, 17 really was something else. I mean, I couldn't buy everything, but my word, most of it, I don't know, it just looked like a proper, if not a prestige brand in the way that like the James Bond stuff does, where the watches cost 500 quid, in an affordable way for a family brand, it did look like they'd spent a bit of time on it, and there was quality in the stock of paper. Things had been designed really quite beautifully. The style guides, because I got to see some of those working in the sector, the style guides were impeccably done. so stylish. There was something for everybody, and practically every bit of merchandise you could imagine in there. And with this smattering of logos that are on this bucket hat, I don't know. This just stinks to me of yet again a brand that is asleep at the wheel. If you're at the San Diego Comic-Con, you see any of that on the shelves, maybe you've had a couple of drinks, you might want to treat yourself. And let us know if you take a punt on the baseball cap or the tote bag or the T-shirt, and you get them back. Let us know what the quality is like. We're all ears as for everything else that may make its way back from San Diego Comic-Con 2025. The stars aren't there, but the merch is. They still want your money, even though they're not gonna give you any Doctor Who, anything to get our teeth stuck into. And as for you lot, don't laugh too hard, because Christmas is closer than you think.
I do have to go, so I will.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
Charlotte.
you for weathering that one.
And also, sorry if I went mute, guys. I have no idea what I did before, but hopefully it's fixed. So, see you guys soon.
More gremlins in the system. Good night, Charlotte. Enjoy your weekend. Speak to you soon. Yes, so the shopping experience, the Doctor Who shopping experience went a little better this time for us than it did for them and the people in that bus queue, didn't it? But only marginally. I think all the stuff is filling up the website there at the BBC shop. There's more to come, more very enthusiastic models on the way. Oh, there's twins there, those two girls. They look exactly the same. How strange. All of that is there at the BBC shop. There'll be a link in the video description. Let us know what you're going to take a punt on, and what the quality of the merchandise is like, I suppose, because the proof of the pudding is absolutely.
Oh, that's a belly shirt, is it? Is that a belly shirt that she's got on?
I think so.
So it shows a bit. That's what. So it shows a beer belly.
Or it's shrunk in the wash.
Muffin top.
There you go. There you go. BBC shop. Launched on the 22nd of July. Yeah. Let us know what catches your eye. San Diego Comic-Con up and running from today, the 24th of July, right the way through until Sunday, the 27th of July, there at the San Diego Convention Center. If you're there, let us know. Have a smashing time and all that.
Perfect. Just the person I need to see. Firstly, loving the outfit, by the way. Really suits your hair. Secondly, the universe is falling apart. I don't have much time to yet. I need to shoot off. I need to do something. But by all means, this is imperative. Watch Type 40. Type 40 podcast is where you need to be. Seguí there!
Yeah, I think we blew the doors off that one, didn't we? That'll teach them. That'll teach them, won't it? Yes, so let us know what you think of all of that. Drop us some comments, and maybe it'll grow on you. Maybe it'll grow on you, I don't know. You can come and say hello, as always, to us through our social media, Instagram and X at Type 40 Doctor Who. For that, you can come and join us in the Type 40 Facebook group, where we'll be putting the merchandise there too, so you can have a browse. Links to the shop. You can take it.
I'm sorry.
A bit of lost Mr. Akers.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking at Philip Roy's latest comment, and I can't stop laughing. That is what's
he got to say for himself?
Let's have a look. It's his most recent thing in the chat. I'm
where
crying.
Okay, so the future of Doctor Who is Danny Dyer and overpriced tat Murchy Wurchy. What a time to be alive.
I'm sorry, I was laughing over you, Dan.
Maybe you won't mind if the scorpion comes and gets you. Maybe it won't be so bad after all, Phil.
Okay, Philip, yes, you made me cry.
More coverage of that there in the Type 40 Facebook group. Go and join up there, and if you want to confess your purchase, what you've pulled the trigger on from that range, no judgment there in the Type 40 Doctor Who Facebook group, as long as you know that all opinions are welcome and you may get the piss taken out of you. You can leave us a prediction, a message, a request, a referral, or some feedback there on the merchandise. Have we been too scathing in our opinions there? As we've torn our way through the BBC shop's new range, we haven't covered everything. There is more. We've cherry-picked, believe it or not. Let us know what you think of our reviews of all that stuff through SpeakPipe. As always, for you, Pi. Yes, what's yours? What's yours? What's your brand of Doctor Who? That's the question. We cover it all here at Type 40. You know, and as summer continues on Type 40 Live, it is generally speaking a quieter time, regardless of whether the TV show is on telly or in production or not. Type 40 Live Doctor Who is the live stream magazine show covering the whole Whoniverse, all those 62 years, far better than tea towels and coasters and all that. There's always plenty to chat about. We're aware that interest in the series and the franchise is somewhat waning due to the strategies of the various partners currently embroiled in the show, and editorial incompetence and political posturing have got in the way of things like, storytelling and taking the audience on a round of escapism every Saturday night. But that doesn't mean that we can't do our bit here at Type 40 Live to remind you why you fell in love with Doctor Who in the first place, as well as to celebrate the fandoms and the friendships between all of us as well. So come and get involved, drop us a comment and join us in the Facebook group, and we'll see through the summer together there. And who knows where we'll be come the autumn when the nights start drawing in. It seems a long way off now, doesn't it? But it'll be here sooner than you think. I expect to see Christmas crackers and stuff in the shops any day now, actually, Luke. It's
I love Christmas. I can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. So bring it on. Bring it on.
So do I. I don't like it in August though, mate. Bloody hell.
Love Christmas.
No, I love it. Love it. Love it. Cardiff Bay at Christmas. It's best place to be in the world. Best place to be.
Oh, Dalek Lives Matter. You going to Cardiff this year, mate? You want to get down there and see? It could be worse, says Dalek Lives Matter. Michael Sheen could be in the running. You know what? Michael Sheen's a fabulous character actor, but I think
love Michael Sheen.
Terrible.
I thought
as a choice for Doctor Who.
Fantastic.
I would rather have Danny Dyer. It's like when people suggested Henry Cavill to play Bond. You think, oh, that was a boring idea ever. Where is the Meep plush toy? Asks Richard Brooks. Well, the line is due to expand. So if you keep your fingers crossed or close your eyes nice and tight on Christmas morning, maybe one will appear. I don't know. You never know.
Got your
Richard,
action figure. Be happy about that. It's only 2 years old.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Rose Kirby is turning in, right, folks? I think she's trying to tell us something. Wishing everyone night and sweet dreams. Have a great weekend. If you're going to Comic Con or MegaCon, is it MegaCon too? Wow. Okay. Big weekend for the geeks, or any convention. Until the next time, blessings and greetings to you all. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think Rose has summed it up beautifully there. Vanessa says I can spend $15 more, and get the entire series of The Next Generation, Star Trek: The Next Generation.
There you go.
On DVD. Well, that's never
Get the
a bad
Blu-rays, Vanessa. They're really well done. They really are.
Set. I wouldn't be without it. Have a great weekend, Rose. Yeah, lots of people wishing one another the best of weekends. I couldn't agree more. You know what would make your weekend even better? Catching up with the Type 40 lives that you may have missed. You can do that if you hit the playlist there. So there's our special tribute shows to all manner of Doctor Who personalities from behind the camera or in front of the camera. We do those. There's our deep dives into brand new Blu-ray box sets when they come out. Our regular shows to our early edition and the Big Who, Mondays and Thursdays from 8 p.m. Lots of news, views, previews, discussions, banter, nostalgia, and more here each and every time, twice a week. Thanks, as always, to Charlotte Shields for making it through yet another show. Lots of dad jokes and double entendres. It's valiant work, as always, from Queen Charlotte.
David Milling.
She'll be back next week as well. David Milling. David, what about David Milling? Is he?
I said double entendres. Is this just David? It's just David.
Oh yes, he's given me a run for my money in that respect, isn't he?
He's mad guy. I miss him very deeply.
He'll be back before you know it, as will Simon Horton, Anthony Weiner, Sarah Graham, and all the other Type 40 Live regulars too. Some of them are on manoeuvres, some of them are on holiday, some of them are on remand, but they'll all be back in due course, I've no doubt. So stay tuned for more of that and them. Thank you for all the comments, everybody. They're still coming, I notice. And if you're going to Comic Con, let us know how you get on. How you get on with that? Okay, so
good luck.
One last look. Stephen says, thank you for showing us all that tat today. I can save so much money. I can save so much money now.
Can't we all? Can't we all?
I think it's Manchester Comic Con this weekend, and Oscar Isaac is there.
Really?
Yeah. Oscar Isaac is there for some reason.
Yeah,
It's like,
good luck with it.
I used to like him. I mean, he was brilliant in Drive, and then he did those Star Wars
Pedro
films.
Pascal took over his jobs.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
with his funny bag, with his man bag thing. Yeah. Look, wherever the wind is blowing over the next few days, hopefully there'll be some news about Doctor Who, some better news somewhere. Sad news for Danny Dyer, of course. Russell T Davies blew him out like a windsock, but we're still quite keen on the idea. Well, some of us here at Type 45, I think some of you were too, so let us know what you think of that in the live chat. Are you counting the weeks? They haven't let us know when it's coming, have they? But generally the August sort of time for the Ninth Doctor and Rose reunited on audio at Big Finish. Let us know if you're all in for that. I'm definitely, I'm in. I'm going for that in a big way. We'll be covering some of that here on Type 40 somewhere.
To it. I won't pay for it.
Let us know what you think in the comments. And of course, that range of merchandise there, merchy.
We have to
read this shit out.
We have to appropriate.
I feel like Danny Dyer. I should have got Danny Dyer in to read that as a test drive to see if he'd like the part. Yeah, Danny, read this. And if he got on okay with that crappy blurb there, he can read pretty much anything, is how I look at it.
But doesn't that sum up the whole era of Doctor Who merchandise? Merchy.
I suppose it does.
Can we make our own shirts with the Doctor Who logo and then a picture of Danny Dyer underneath it?
Danny Wanny.
I bet Luke could knock one up in 10 minutes there.
There you go. Make one
on
of those
AI.
We'll knock one out. Whatever the.
Okay.
See, when Charlotte leaves, this is what happens.
It goes down and he hasn't farted yet. Count your chickens. Okay, so Matt Pott, thank you so much, our real life time traveler, getting up early again to for me to torture you with all that nonsense. How's Friday looking for you, mate? Have you got many
Graphic design hell for me.
I know. God. So how's your weekend looking? You looking forward to anything in particular?
Yeah. I'm actually going to be binge watching a TV series I've been holding on to. So,
which one?
Yeah, and it's actually enjoyable. So yeah,
it's not much to ask for, is it?
No,
not much to ask for. Thanks again, Matt. It's always a pleasure. Luke, incredible work on the AI, obviously.
I'm doing the Danny Dyer one now. I'm doing the Danny Dyer one now on the slide. See what comes up.
We'll have that ready for Monday's show, maybe. Yeah, we'll send that to Anthony. He's bound to get back even quicker from his holidays if he knows we're pulling that kind of stunt. Definitely, you don't get this on Radio Free, Scaro, do you? Luke, thanks for the commentary as well as the AI artwork. It's been a blast as always. Hope to have you back next week. Heaven knows what we'll be covering, but I can guarantee it'll be a laugh.
Absolutely, no, it's all good.
And Rob, how's he got on? How was his grub? How did his supper turn out?
He hasn't told me, but he said thank you, so he was very happy. So he's I don't know. He's a vegetarian, so
even I can't fuck up super noodles. Oh, okay, he's a veggie as well. Well, I'm a veggie too.
Yeah. So
good stuff.
Salad.
Excellent.
I'm a meat
and Mr. Gary. I like what, Matt, when you said that, why did you do a little dance?
I'm a carnivore.
He's
baby.
easily pleased.
Was that in tribute to Hulk Hogan? You could call me brother.
Oh, don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's very, very sad.
I used to love his cartoon. Do you remember the cartoon? Did you ever see that? It was great.
I don't think I did, actually. You have to send it to me later on. We'll be paying tribute to the late, great Hulk Hogan on the Facebook Live on the Facebook channel over the weekend. So make sure you get subscribed over at the Facebook. Don't forget to like this video too. It does help more than you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Check you're still subscribed because YouTube are buggers like that. And hit the cloister bell. Give it a good old smash. Sounds bad. Just hit the cloister bell to get all our notifications about whatever's coming next. Gary Akers, as ever, thank you for your company, mate. We have had a giggle on this one, haven't we, after all? And now you're going to go and Google Danny Dyer so you can see some of his movies.
Yes. No, from going from not even knowing who the guy was to now wishing he could be the Doctor. Boy, that's an arc in one show. There you go. Yeah, looking forward to the everybody tune in with us on the Spacebook on Saturday. We dial the anarchy and the chaos up to 11. So that's always fun. So
it's a somewhat naughtier show, a cheekier show, a bit more off the leash show, and all over the place as regards your geeky pop culture as well. Yeah, I look forward to that. Look forward to that too. Okay, yeah, so more next week, Mondays and Thursdays from 8 p.m. here with Type 40 live and out for the count. Again, I haven't spent any actual money, but I'm definitely spent after all that shitty merchandise. We always have the time if you have the space here at Type 40 Live. Have a great weekend. Don't have nightmares. We'll speak to you again next time. Bye-bye.